starting off this episode, a big congratulations to Jalen Hurts. Gotta start with that. He got engaged. Way to go, Jalen. We're really happy for you. Yes.
Or of his fiance. Either or, however you want.
Yeah, no longer a man of the people, I guess. Now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it, that way.
Now he's locked up.
I agree. I mean, hey, he got locked up. It's better than his receivers getting locked up. And I'm excited to see how this it's good to have a faithful, person that you're married to. I hope that it all goes well.
Can I make an inquiry about that statement? Are you talking about locked up as in the D-backs are really good and they have lockdown defense, or locked up as in Tyreek Hill almost getting arrested locked up? Which locked up are we talking about with receivers here?
Well,
nowadays you can go anyway.
Parker was just saying how it's good to be faithful and be married to one person, so we're happy that Jalen has done that. So he couldn't be referring to Tyreek Hill because he has like 10 kids with 10 different women. So clearly you can't compare the two. So
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it had a double meaning there. It had a pseudonym. Is that what it's called when it has a double meaning?
No.
Double entendre?
Double entendre.
What's a pseudonym?
Yeah.
A pseudonym is like a fake name that somebody would take. Like Dr. Seuss is a pseudonym.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it was a double entendre because, I mean, I'm super happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully their relationship goes well and, the marriage goes well and it's not too expensive, because those can get out of hand really quickly. Although I guess it's Jalen Hurts.
So. Money, so.
He's probably fine, but statistically, the more expensive your wedding, the higher percent chance you are to get divorced.
Interesting.
Like there's a positive correlation.
So if I spend $0 on my wedding, I'm guaranteed a long, happy relationship.
I pretty much, that's the life lesson here. So to all the guys,
don't get married.
No. Well, if you don't get married, there is literally a 0% chance you'll get divorced.
Exactly. Avoid the situation.
I was gonna say don't spend a lot of money on the wedding, but that's another way to go about it. Anyway, we're happy for Jalen Hurts. Way to go! Just another reason that we love Jalen. So this week we are, as always, doing a draft. We're gonna kick off the episode with it. Last week we did the greatest Eagles draft, and Luke Paglia swept the competition, dominated Parker, and I literally swept. Like, all of the votes on the Instagram post were for Luke, 100%. So we're implementing a new system, you could say. The first part of it is, Luke, I should have printed out Howie Roseman's face and cut it out, and then we could stick it on you like a patch, like the captain's badge, but like Howie Roseman's face. Because Luke is the first ever recipient of the Howie Roseman Award. A couple of round of applause to start this episode. Which is basically just Howie Roseman is elite at drafting, and Luke is clearly also elite at drafting because he drafted the best team. So the winner of every draft will receive the Howie Roseman Award. Luke is the recipient of that. And that also means that he will get to pick the draft order for this draft. And this week we are drafting Philadelphia athletes to make a band. So This is a very different one. And I don't know how in the world you're going to set the order.
I'm struggling here. I think I either want the first or second pick.
Okay.
But I can't decide which one I want. I don't think this is a draft where I want the third pick.
Oh, you have a clear top two.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
No, I wouldn't say clear top two, but
you definitely want.
Give me the second pick.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to decide who gets to go first and last.
No, give me the first, please.
Oh, wait, you're not allowed to plead with him. What is that? It's a snake draft.
Luke,
so
please.
Theoretically it should balance out. So it's not.
Please, Luke.
It's just, this is kind of pathetic.
All right. I'm thinking of a number.
Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
come
All right.
on.
The
All
number
right, fine.
is
He's the Howie
between
Roseman Award.
1 and 625 million.
Okay.
Now give me a number.
Like on the count of 3. Like how do we both?
Text it to me.
Okay, this is really
Well,
good for a
I can't do
podcast,
that.
Luke. This is a good.
Oh, wait, that's right.
He's on his, yeah.
All right. Then we're gonna play the trust game. Parker, you go first, and Owen, I'm gonna try and trust you.
What's the trust game?
No,
So
Owen goes
You have
first.
to
Owen
think
goes
of a
first.
number, and
Uh-huh.
I don't care. Just say your number out loud, and then Parker will have to say his number out loud.
Okay. So between 1 and 625 million?
Yes.
This is a weird system.
Closest.
Okay.
wins.
So I'm gonna say mine in 3, 2, 1, 300 million.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
Just higher or lower now.
all right. Wait, what do you say? 3 million? I'll say 3,000,001.
I said 300 million.
Oh, wait. 300,000,001.
Oh, and you were closer.
This is a really great
No.
system. I would like the number 1 pick.
Okay. Oh, and you get the number 1 pick. I'll take number 2. Parker gets number 3. And
Okay.
the snake around.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. With the first overall pick, I will take who I think is the clear number 1, Jordan Mailata.
Yep.
Voice of an angel. He's going to be my lead singer, and I think that that's a very key component, obviously, is your lead singer. It's going to sound great, the vocals, no matter what.
Yes. And I think that's a great pick. And that was, I don't want to say my clear number 1. He was my number 1A. And I have a 1B that I think is a great addition. And that's why I didn't want to go first, because I wanted to see who you would take, and then it would help me make my decision. Somebody who has grown immensely in the vocals industry over these last 2 years. And that is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jason Kelsey. I mean,
Luke takes.
Where's my Jason?
No.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
guys,
Luke is
listen.
too obsessed with Jason Kelsey.
Listen. There's good reason for this. If you have listened to his album over the last 2 years, you can hear the immense growth in his voice. You can hear the maturity in his voice. And I would want nobody else as a leader. Not only is he the lead singer, but he's the leader of this band. He is the glue that holds it together. And he's got the experience leading on the field, playing center. I mean, you don't have anybody else. I mean, maybe the quarterback. But there's nobody else that is a better leader on that field than Jason Kelsey himself.
And I would say you, like, as a bonus thing, because this is a band, your band will likely be performing concerts. When Jason Kelsey is the lead singer, I'm guessing you have him as your singer.
Of course.
When Jason Kelsey is your lead singer, there's always the off chance that based on the connections, Taylor Swift could make a guest appearance. So that's a real
Taylor
bonus
Swift
there.
would be a B-tier backup singer for him. So
Wow. Okay. Now he's gone a little crazy. On Jason
I don't
Kelsey.
know about that.
You took
I think
Kelsey
I
in
need
the
to go
last
and-
draft too. So
I would.
it
love
worked
to, I
out
would love-
last time.
I would love to take him in every.
Go back to the well.
I kind of want to go a different direction. I'm going to go almost like a Beach Boys, One Direction type vibe. You know,
I like this.
we're gonna like, you know, we're gonna win with like the middle school white girls. You know what I mean? We're gonna take.
I think I had a thought process similar to this. Yeah.
We're gonna take Alec Boehm and Bryson Stott to start
Nice.
off our draft,
Love that.
That's great.
Love that. Those are two solid picks right there.
and we're gonna go the One Direction route. You know, I'm not. Well,
Positions in the band.
well, we're gonna have to work on vocals. I was thinking Alec Boehm would be on the like guitar. You know what I mean? He'd be
I
on
can
the
see
electric guitar. And then Bryson Stott. He's like a jack of all trades right now. We need to like, you know, delve into his like, you know, what he's really good at, because he's solid at everything, but just like baseball, he has a lot of potential.
I think Bryson Stott singing A-OK would be a fan favorite.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
So,
I think so
that's
too.
the
I think
route.
he's got the vibe, and depending on who else I bring into this band, he might be my lead singer.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the track of Phillies, I might as well take one of my Philly guys. Take the guy who's gonna bring the energy, and that is the guy himself, Garrett Stubbs. Not even a
Good pick.
starter on the Phillies.
Good pick.
Could be a starter in a lot of other teams as a catcher. Great catcher. Garrett Stubbs will absolutely bring the energy on the electric guitar. I think that man
Oh.
is somebody like he's just gonna be on the edge of that stage. He's gonna be running all around.
Mhm.
Like he's gonna have Jason Kelsey singing, and then he's gonna be like rocking out on the electric guitar. Garrett Stubbs is the most energy-filled man in Philadelphia sports.
Jason Kelsey, Garrett Stubbs would be a fantastic like big brother little brother relationship in a band. I think.
I agree.
So that's a really good one. I am gonna take somebody that I thought Parker was thinking this route when he said middle school girls, boy bands type of thing. I think that there's multiple Sixers who fit that boy band theme format. Number one, I'm gonna take Tyrese Maxey. Never heard him sing, but he's got the smile. He's kind of like his smile and Jordan Mailata's smile. This band is gonna be looking good on stage. A lot of good smiles. And I think Tyrese Maxey would be fantastic on the piano. I don't know why. I see Tyrese Maxey on the piano. I think he'd just be not. Tyrese Maxey is not a sitting down piano player though. He's one of the standing up at the keyboard pianists for sure. Not a doubt about that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. I see that.
So I've got Jordan Mailata as my lead singer. I've got Tyrese Maxey on the keys, and then I think we're gonna just go Sixers backcourt. Jared McCain is playing the guitar, probably electric, but there's one song in the set where everyone else clears out and there's a spotlight on Jared McCain and he sings I'm 4 days into college acoustic and there's nothing else. So he's backup singer and guitar. I think that his singing voice and Jordan Mailata's will pair beautifully. So it's Jordan Mailata and the Sixers backcourt for me.
And you got the dancing, so he can also like
True. I didn't
you know
even think
be the
about that.
dancer.
Yeah, the performance is going to be amazing.
I like that a lot. I do like that pick a lot.
And
Yeah.
you see, I think that's a great pick. I was really scared that you were going to come after my next pick. Somebody who's on the drums and cannot whip their hair back and forth any better than anybody else in Philadelphia sports. And that is Brandon Marsh. I think that man.
I knew you were gonna pick that.
I think that
Great
hair is going to be such an asset to this band. I mean, him and Stubbs already got that daycare chemistry. And
Stubbs has great hair too.
yeah, I mean, Stubbs also has great hair. I think they've already got that chemistry all under Jason Kelsey, their glorious leader. I think that Brandon Marsh is the next best addition that we have to this band.
Okay.
I like that a lot, Luke. I like that a lot. And to round out my band, I need two more players. I need a leader of the band. You know, we have a lead vocalist in Bryson Stott, but I need someone with a little bit of a deeper voice, someone to help out, someone that can, you know, be the leader of the band. We need brand recognition. We need to get a little bit of the older, you know, generation involved. We need people in their 20s, 30s, you know, preferably, you know, women that would like this band because it's a boy band.
Yeah, so you have like a mom-daughter demographic.
Yeah, we can't just the daughter, you know, they don't have money. You need the parents because they're the ones that are going to spend on the band.
This is smart.
And so to draw in that demographic, we're going to go Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I know that he just got married.
I like that.
I know that he just got
Well
married,
engaged.
so people might be upset. But I think that he is the leader of our band. He's going to know how to manage the band, and he's going to be a backup vocalist for those lower notes. He's going to be a stud in our band. He's got the, you know, handsome look, and I think he would pair really well with Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott. You put them all in a room together, and I could just see like the chemistry just going crazy. You know what I mean?
I would also point out Bryson Stott is married with a kid, so like the fact that Jalen Hurts is engaged that's fine.
Yeah, and like, you know, Bryson Stott, nobody like will really care about that. I mean, like
That's
the homewreckers are gonna come in. You know what I mean? And with my fourth pick, you know, I have Alec Bohm on the electric guitar. I have Bryson Stott as the lead vocalist. I've got Jalen Hurts as the backup vocalist and leader of the band. But I need one final person for our band, someone that can rock the drums, someone that just I want to be there, like someone that my band really needs to complete our band. And so the guy on the drums for us is going to be none other than Jose Alvarado.
Oh, that's a
He's-
Oh, I love
I didn't
that.
see that coming.
I love that.
I I love Jose Alvarado, man. He was just I could just see him on the drums, just going like just chilling, vibing. It's not like it's a heavy metal drums, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's just more of like a nice light. He's just back there chewing on his gum, like on the drums, you know.
Yeah.
Um, just to complete the vibe of our band, he brings in the older dad demographic to our band, and we just have everybody covered.
Okay. I love that.
Wow.
That's yeah. That's a great drummer that I did not see coming, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Jose Alvarado. I think he would kill that role.
Man, I'm really trying to think of who I want this last member of our band of my band to be. Going between a few options here. Probably gonna put somebody on bass guitar. Um, and honestly, I might just go to the chemistry that they already have together and go with Lane Johnson on this one.
Mm.
Another one who has good experience in the music industry with
Mhm.
two award-winning albums.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think him and Jason Kelsey will pair great together. They'll be the role model mentors for Stubbs and Marsh, and I think that he'll bring a good addition to the team on the bass guitar. Just kind of vibing. I think he's a vibey guy.
Mm. You can bring him in for those like southern vocals, occasionally, the
Exactly,
Oklahoma
yeah.
voice
Yeah,
whenever you need it.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
Yeah, and I think yeah, your Stubbs and Marsh would get mentored by Kelsey and Johnson, but also like the post show parties, like
Oh, they'd
Kelsey
go
and Johnson would let loose, and all
crazy.
four of them would
They
be
would. I mean,
yeah.
you guys saw Kelsey in the Mask after the Super Bowl. Like these post-concert parties are going to be the craziest things you have ever seen in your entire life. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got maybe the four biggest partiers in all of Philadelphia sports right here.
That's
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know about that. Lane Johnson, is he really?
Oh yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, Lane Johnson's the one who like came up with the dog masks in the Super Bowl ring. He's a
Oh,
creative guy.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
didn't know that.
He's the
Wow.
guy that you're not going to know it until he really lets loose,
Mhm.
and then you're going to know it.
Yeah. Lane Johnson's kind of like a human mullet. Business in the front, party in the back.
I mean, that's a great way to describe a human mullet. I've never
He's
thought.
bald, but like his personality is a mullet.
That's a perfect way to describe him.
So I'll round out the draft with I'm between two guys for my drummer, two Phillies that I can't believe fell to me. I'm glad I have the choice between the two. I think if we're going star power, we're looking at Bryce Harper on the drums, but I think that if we're going who would be the best drummer to go with this group, I'm taking Nick Castellanos.
Great pick.
He's growing out his hair. It's going to be long enough to be good on the drums. Also, he's just so smooth. Like I could see him being just a really good, smooth drummer, but then he also sometimes has some intensity, like when he gets hit by a pitch in a game, and he could turn it up when he needs to. And also, Luke, I believe you drafted him on your most attractive team. So
I've got
now
a lot of compliments on that. by
I've
the way.
got Jordan Mailata, who was on the most attractive board, Nick Castellanos, and Tyrese Maxey. I don't think got drafted, but he was up there, and Jared McCain, who did get. So I've got three guys who are really good looking. So I'm coming for Parker's boy band type of thing. I think we have an attractive band while also having the talent of Jordan Mailata and Jared McCain singing. So I think this is a very, very well-rounded group. So when we go over our teams, I think it would be fun. It'd be a little difficult. We could try it. At least give like the vibe of your band. The best would be if we can give the vibe and we can come up with a band name. That's really challenging to do on the spot, but I would like to try it. Like for example, I have no idea what mine is going to be, so it's okay if we can't think of it. But yeah, I had the first pick. So my team is Jordan Mailata, lead singer, Tyrese Maxey on the keys, Jared McCain, guitarist, and backup vocalist, and then Nick Castellanos on the drums. And at first I thought that this was like, well, it's Mylata and the Sixers, but I didn't think of a great Sixer to fill out the drum spot, so I brought in Casty. So we could call it Mylata, the Sixers, and Casty. But I talked earlier about the smiles of Maxi, McCain, Mylata. Whoa, Maxi, McCain, Mylata. I did all M's. I should have taken a fourth M to make it all M last names. But yeah, so I think that we're gonna call this band the Smile Boys with a Z. And the music that they play, I think they're going to have a really wide variety. I don't think they're going to be boxed into like one genre because they have Jordan Mailata can sing anything. Jared McCain is going to give them a lot of versatility. Nick Castellanos can go crazy on the drums, or he can go smooth. So I think that they're just really going to be like a melting pot of genres.
Yeah, that's a great and I think you have a great band. I would go see him in concert in a heartbeat. So
I think, yeah, I would go see all of these. This would be fantastic.
So for me, we've got Jason Kelsey as the lead singer, Garrett Stubbs as the guitarist and backup vocalist, Brandon Marsh and his beautiful long locks on the drums, and Lane Johnson on the bass guitar / wherever else you need him to be, because he's a very versatile guy. I think this is a great band. I think their vibe is going to be, I don't know. I would love to say they're going to be country music artists because, that's my personal favorite. But I also think that they're going to venture into the realm of maybe more of like an alternative rock kind of atmosphere. Not like hardcore heavy metal rock or anything like that. Like
country rock,
but like
maybe
like a country rock, or even like
that's fun.
Something in that realm. But I'm sure that they will branch out too. They've got a great Christmas album out there, so maybe there'll be Christmas album specials. That's all they do. Maybe they'll just be Christmas music artists all the time. And the name of my band is Daddy Daycare.
Nice. Dang, that's so good, Luke. I love that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I think the name speaks
for me,
itself, so.
It does. It does speak for
really
itself. My band is composed of 4 people. Bryson Stott is my lead singer. Backup singer and backup bass guitarist is Jalen Hurts. Electric guitarist is Alec Boehm. And Jose Alvarado is back there on the drums, just living his best life. And so, I think my band, they're going to be definitely in pop. They're definitely going to be, almost like a One Direction type vibe. You have Jose Alvarado holding down the fort, and then you got the guys that can just, go crazy. They're going to sing in some crazy songs. They might, partner with Lady Gaga, and, I could see Britney Spears getting on an album. It's just going to be a easy band to collab with. The recognition is going to be there from Jalen Hurts, and the partnerships are just going to be crazy. And so my band name, I was thinking about it. They all, play sports, obviously. That's why we drafted them. 3 of them are baseball guys, and then Jalen Hurts is football guy. I think people would know them from sports first, and then once they transition into the band, they'll always be recognized as that, as their previous life. And so I'm going to go with the Ball Boys. Keep a similar vibe to the Beach Boys, Backstreet Boys. We'll just go with the Ball Boys.
So we both went with boys in our name. That kind of makes Luke's look even better now. To have two boys' names, they kind of get grouped, and then Luke's is
Did Parker draft the most
different.
Phillies?
So
did you
he
draft
did.
2 or 3?
I only drafted 1, so I only have Casty.
Oh, I thought you had another one.
So this is a first for Parker.
Wow,
I'm
proud of you, Parker.
Thank you. I know. I feel like I'm the only one that really appreciated how awesome the Phillies would be in a band. But my boys, by the way, has a S, not a Z.
Okay.
On it.
Okay. That's good
Good
note.
to know.
I would like to add one other note to yours, Parker. Not a suggestion to yours. Similar to how I think my band in their live set would have one song where it's Jared McCain acoustic, just him, spotlight. Um, I think that your band should have a similar thing where I could see Jalen Hurts just crushing it on the saxophone. He walks out, spotlight Jalen Hurts with some smooth jazz. All the moms that you brought to the concert are like swooning. I think that would be fantastic.
Oh yeah, I agree. I
I
agree.
love
There's
that.
I think we'd also venture into the techno world as well. And I could just
Mm.
imagine, Jose Alvarado just with his beat board, just,
He turns more into like a
um,
DJ than a drummer.
yeah, everybody, yeah, I could totally see that
That'd
as
be
well.
great. Alvarado
I
as a
think that
DJ
would,
too.
that'd be our special, like every band has a special, and
Mm.
the techno world would be,
There you go.
then you have like Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm just like going crazy like behind the DJ panel. It's like
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts is out there on the sax, yeah, like you said, on the saxophone,
Yeah.
just going like burn. Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah.
I'd pay to see that too.
Oh man,
Oh,
that
I
was
love
a
that.
great draft.
That was
I
fun.
I
That was a
think we
good
need to
draft.
do more of these like
Random creative.
yeah, yeah. I don't know the word, but yeah. I think this is great. So let us know who you guys think won this draft, and please provide your reasoning instead of
Mm.
this one is so random that instead of just being like Owen, you're like Owen because
Yes.
your
We want to hear
thought
why.
process of why you think that they won. So comment who you think drafted the best team, and yeah, that was a really good draft.
That was a fun one. That was a fun one for
Yeah,
sure.
that was a fun one. I think all of our teams are really good. So the only way to determine it is to have a battle of the bands.
Let's
Make
everybody
like
reach
a
out to all of these
poster of
guys
yeah.
and see if they will, create a band for us.
I'm sure they would totally drop everything to make that
Exactly.
happen.
Yeah. It's not like they're
Uh,
both. It's not like all of them are mid-season except for the
uh,
Sixers that you drafted.
Jason Kelsey's retired, so like it's fine. Um, this Zoom is gonna end, so I would rather cut it now than get in the middle of something else. Um, Parker, should we just like sign into? Do you think we could sign into your Zoom quick on here? Or was
Probably.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and we'll resend for the second half.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh no. Oh,
Nope.
that's bad. My clicking skills are not great, apparently. That's because I don't like your tracking speed.
Mm. Sorry, it's not up to your standard. Oh, Saquon won the MVP.
I saw that.
Sick. Oh, look at that
There you go.
yard that real estate guy got him.
The putting green and everything.
Yeah.
And now there's slime all over it. That's so sad. Huh.
Okay, I'm gonna have to restart the capture.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, now because I switched, your eyes are split instead of. I'm Parker. Are you trying to kiss yourself?
I was.
But the other when you lean that way, automatic. Oh no, it's a forbidden love. Anyway, you go.
Did you send Parker an invite?
Oh no, my bad. I was like, what's taking him so long?
I had a really weird dream last night.
Oh,
Josh got married,
wow.
like my brother.
Yeah.
But it was like now, so he was like 14,
Oh,
and I was still not married.
and you were like, this, you might be rushing into this.
But no, the problem was I was really sad because he didn't have me in his wedding at all.
Oh,
He like refused to make me part of his
Wha-
wedding.
Wait, who? Who?
Josh.
Wait, wait, Josh got married? I missed the chapter. Wait, there's no way.
Damn.
I had a dream last night,
Oh,
and
oh,
Josh
that's
got
sad.
married, and he refused to make me a part of his wedding, and it was very, very sad.
That is sad. Oh man. Yeah, that's sad.
But it was weird because he was still like a 14-year-old in high school. Oh, Parker, you know what? It was actually your sister's fault.
What do you mean?
Because
She
Cammy
married
was
him?
no, Cammy was in his wedding.
Who did Josh marry?
I don't know.
An unknown woman.
I don't know who Josh married, but Cammy was in his wedding. He was like, "I have too many people in my like groom party. Like you can't be in it." I was like,
Wait,
"Get rid of
Cammy was in his
She's not
groom
even a
party?
dude." And he's like, "No, I can't do that."
That's so
That's funny. Josh's voice. Josh is so funny. I saw Josh this Tuesday running cross country. I was like, "Go, Josh, you're a stud!" And then he goes like, you know what I mean? Like he was running, and then he just goes like,
Oh my gosh.
oh, it was so funny. But
Oh, this is still
anyway,
recording. I forgot. Yeah, I'll just cut that out. I should have stopped recording, but oh well. Do you guys have any thoughts about the Eagles you want to say, or should we just go Phillies and
They're
that's
the
it?
best team to ever play the sport of football in the entirety of the world, minus Jason
uh,
Kelsey.
I would say, yeah, I have a little bit of Eagles input, just a little bit.
Okay. So we'll do that. 3, 2, 1. The Eagles played their first game of the season. They got a win. It was a bit ugly, but as Jalen Hurts would say, a win is a win. Keep the main thing the main thing. What did you guys think of the game against the Packers?
I'm happy that we won. I'll start us out. I'm happy that we won. We scored a lot of points. The offense looked awesome. Like there was so much motion involved.
After the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yes. After the first quarter, there was a little bit rough. Obviously, Saquon is the big takeaway. Like he was just an absolutely phenomenal. He obviously had the 3 touchdowns, but he did a lot of work. Like he was able to cut through the gaps that were created very well. Our offensive line, like, yes, it might not be quite as good as last year, but it's going to be close because, like, Jason Kelsey, he obviously brings a lot to the table, but you had guys around him too. Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, like those guys are studs too. So the and also the Mekhi Becton,
Yeah.
oh my word, he was pancaking people, he was wrecking people. So the offensive line, as long as they can stay healthy, are just gonna be so phenomenal the entire year. I really like our offense. I think the way they were scheming up Devontae Smith too, just having him in the slot
Yeah.
was, I mean, it brings a whole different level when you combine that with motion with Saquon. So I think our offense is going to be really hard to stop. But there's 2 takeaways and question marks that I had that I wanted to throw out to you guys
Let's hear
to
it.
see what your thoughts are on them. Because one thing is the defensive pass rush. We didn't have it really at all, and I'm wondering if that's partially because of the field, but that's still a wait and see for me. Like, because I feel like Jalen Carter should have been so much better. I was getting so excited for him. Huff, the guy we just brought in and paid a bunch of money, didn't do anything. He was losing his one-on-one battles. And so we didn't have like a bunch of people, like even Brandon Graham wasn't getting a bunch of like, pressure on the quarterback. So I don't know. I just wanted to wait and see. Maybe that's because of the field, because people were slipping, but that's still a question mark for me. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that one? I'll say my next one.
Yeah, we're used to a really great Eagles pass rush. Last year it was awful. They didn't get any pressure. And so I was just hoping that this year would be improvement. I don't think any of us are expecting 2022 level defensive line. But yeah, it was disappointing to see Bryce Huff not do that great. Jalen Carter played pretty well, had some of those dumb penalties. Those were hard to watch. And Jordan Davis, I don't think did as well as we were expecting either. Didn't have any like huge plays. He's supposed to be the main run stopper, and like in the third and fourth quarter, Josh Jacobs was starting to break off some runs. So yeah, definitely disappointing. I'm not too concerned yet, because I believe in the Eagles system with defensive line, and I think there's enough talent there that they should be able to figure it out. So not too worried, but it definitely was not a good first game.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that you guys covered a lot of it. Definitely a sloppy first game. It's, first game of the season. Like, I think it's definitely where they're still trying to figure out a lot of things, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt with that, and just say, still trying to figure out a lot of those things, and hopefully we come out gunning against the Falcons this weekend. And when you guys are watching this, you'll know the outcome of the Falcons-Eagles game. But
Monday night.
Yeah, I hope that that ends up being a really good game for us, and it just shows people the Eagles really have a lot of potential this year, and that we're not the team that collapsed last year.
And a shout out to Luke, or I gotta point this way. A shout out to Luke. He was the only one to correctly pick Eagles Packers, because Parker and I both had them losing week 1.
We were haters. We were
Luke
doubters.
believed. So
Yeah. Good work, Luke. The other question that I had is, what is like Jalen Hurts in order to win the Super Bowl here? Like if that's our goal as a team to win the Super Bowl, then Jalen Hurts can't throw 2 interceptions. Like, that's just not going to work, because those 2 throws that he had to, I don't think they were on the receiver. I think they were on him. He floated them through the middle of the field with the safety over top. It's like, you can't do that, especially when there's like the guy's already covered. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just the one in the end zone was a little bit weird, but still, I thought it was his fault. So you can't really do that if you want to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles gave up I think it was almost 400 yards of offense, I'm pretty sure.
I think both teams
It was
had over 400. Yeah.
So I think the Eagles gave up 410 yards of offense, and they lost the turnover battle by 2. So like, those aren't recipes for success long term. I mean, they won this game because of like the offense, but still, you don't want to see that, and that is kind of scary to me. The Packers are a solid team, but still, I mean, you can't give up over 400 yards of offense and lose the turnover battle by 2. It's like, that's not a recipe for success. So I do think they got a little bit, I wouldn't say lucky, but like usually when that happens, you don't win. So I think they're going to destroy the Falcons, though. Kirk Cousins did not look good. I was in on Drake London this year because I thought Kirk Cousins was going to be like, decent at least, and like able to get the ball to him. Oh man, if anything, like this Eagles defensive like line, they could really step up. Jalen Carter could just wreck Kirk Cousins. He has no mobility. It'll be fun. I mean, you guys will already know what happens, but I'm looking forward to that this week. So,
I mean, coming off of a torn ACL and playing the Steelers defense week 1 is kind of the worst case scenario for Kirk Cousins. So I don't think we can be too hard on him, because the Steelers defense is incredible. But yeah, he didn't look very, very good.
He couldn't move.
No. With Jalen Hurts, the best explanation or like theory that I saw, I don't remember who, so sorry, I can't credit you, but this is not me. I saw this, was somebody was speculating that it might be that he still has in his head the mentality from last year, where the scheme was not helping him. And we talked about it in the other episode. And like, he had to play hero ball basically on a lot of plays because there was just no creativity. And it was like, make something happen, Jalen. So he might still kind of have some of that in his system of like, I got to force this ball because I have to make something happen. And hopefully this system looked a lot better. There was a lot more motion, a lot more guys getting schemed open. Hopefully over the next few games, he kind of gets more used to getting back into the like, it's okay, you can just distribute to your playmakers mode.
Yeah. I think it's hard to get worried after 1 week.
Agree.
If it's a consistent issue over multiple weeks, I think that's when we can start to worry. But again, I think it's 1 week. He's got new coaches this year, new scheme this year.
Again.
I think it's just ultimately trying to figure things out for good. And once they do start to iron out some of those kinks and like figure out what the coaches want, what the schemes are, like what they should be looking for, I feel like it'll be a very efficient scheme. I feel like they'll do it really, really well. And I think it'll just take a game or two to figure that out. And I think starting off, obviously the Packers are a good team, good organization, and so it was good to beat them. But I don't think the Falcons quite are near as good as the Packers. So I think this will be another good game to really figure some stuff out. And I think we'll probably make some mistakes this game, but I also think they're going to take advantage of playing a team that's not quite as good as some of the best teams in the league and use that opportunity to figure out some things that they still are looking to figure out.
Yeah, like I'm still not 100% sold on Jalen Hurts. It's like I'm thinking of it from a perspective of like, can this guy win us a Super Bowl? Like in the oh, sorry. Whoops. I got a phone call, so
Yeah.
it got out.
We
Okay.
got you now.
All right, so I'm still thinking of it from a perspective of can this guy win us the Super Bowl? And it's like in those postseason games when you're playing Detroit and the 49ers, it's like I'm trying to think of it from that perspective. I'm not sold quite yet. That doesn't mean that I don't think he can do it. I just need to see more from him. So that's kind of where I'm at with Jalen Hurts right now. Like,
Okay.
because I feel like maybe he can, but he needs to show me a little bit more. Um, because obviously we haven't gotten to we haven't won the Super Bowl with him. So I don't know. I'm still in wait and see mode with Jalen. And hopefully this new system, he gets used to it, like Luke said. And yeah, we can really see him like have a great season. So I'm excited for it. I think he's gonna step up. Like I'm like 70% sure he's gonna step up, but there's 30% of me that's like, what if Jalen just isn't the guy? Like there's still that in there. Like what if he just like isn't create like doesn't I don't know, just isn't the guy. It doesn't he puts the ball on the money a lot of the time, but then he makes some dumb decisions. It's like, what if he makes two of those a game and he has one or two picks the entire season and just, isn't the same person? That's what's like, that's in the back of my head. It's like kind of scary, but I don't think that'll happen. I'm 70% sure he's the guy. I just want to see more.
Okay, that's fair. Something else to be excited about is the postseason for the MLB. Well, at least for me and Luke. Parker might not care as much about baseball, but I think you're also excited once we get to the playoffs because your whole thing is the regular season stakes. Playoffs have stakes. So the Phillies have, I believe, 15 games left. They've got a solid lead in the NL East. They should be able to hold on to that as long as they beat the Mets a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so really they're fighting for that top seed in the National League. It's between them and the Dodgers. They keep going back and forth. One team goes on a little run. The other team has a little bit of a rough spot. So it's going to be a very interesting battle for that top seed. And I think that the main discussion here with seeding is who do you want the Phillies to face in, like, say they get the bye. Who would you like to come out of the wild card round for the Phillies to play? And right now it's basically a 4-team race for 3 spots in the wild card in the NL. It's the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Mets, and the Braves. And it looks like either the Mets or the Braves are going to miss out unless there's a collapse from the Diamondbacks or the Padres. So, Luke, of those 4, who would you most want to face and who would you least want to face?
I think I'd most want to face the Padres, I think. I feel like we've done fairly well against them this year. I don't remember our exact records and series against the Padres,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's a team that that's a very beatable team. I feel like it's a team we could definitely win against. Um, I also feel like it'd be fun to play the Diamondbacks to whoop them in the
Mhm.
postseason after what happened last year. I think that's a team that we can certainly beat. Um, yeah, I think those would be ideal to play. I mean, I've got to say, I think it'd be the worst to play the Mets or the Braves.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I know we've done well against the Braves in the playoffs the last couple of years, but that's in an underdog position. And I mean, the Braves are still a really good organization. And as always, I feel like we did a little better against them in the regular season this year, but I think we still struggled against them in the regular season. And I think that'd be a hard fought battle for the first round of the playoffs. I think we'd
Mhm.
or not waste, but I think we'd use a lot of energy in that series that would be hard to regain for the rest of the playoffs. And as fun as it is to beat them in the playoffs, even if we don't beat them in the first round, I feel like there's a good chance we'll see them later on anyway. So
Mhm. It's a high risk, high reward
yeah,
when we play the
yeah,
Braves because it's so fun to beat them, but it's really scary while you're playing the games. So I would agree. I think the Braves are definitely, I would say Braves for sure. Braves and Mets you don't want to play, but the Braves are like the one
yeah.
team I wouldn't want to play because, yeah,
I
they're
feel like
so good. And
with
that,
I feel like with the Mets, yeah, I don't want to play them. I feel like I don't want to play the Braves more, but I feel like even with the Braves, we have that fire to beat them. We have that rage to beat
mhm,
them. I feel like we're rivals with the Mets because they're in the NL East, but I feel like it's not quite as harsh of a rivalry just
mm,
because over the last couple of years they haven't been good enough to be in the playoffs with us. And so um, I feel like the fact that we have that playoff rivalry with the Braves makes it easier to beat them. And I feel like we just don't have that urgency against the Mets.
okay.
Yeah. So I think that's
That's
what makes
fair.
it tough. And I honestly think they're probably better than the Braves this year. I mean, the record shows it. So
Yeah. Yeah, the Braves on paper shouldn't be better than the Phillies, but again, the Phillies on paper shouldn't have been better than the Braves the years that they beat them. So that's the thing that scares you is like anything can happen
mhm.
in those, especially those 5 game series. One crazy game, and all of a sudden you're in a hole, and it can get out of hand very quickly. So yeah, I don't want to risk it testing the like Braves theory with us of like the underdog always wins in the divisional round. I don't want to try out reversing the roles where we have the bye and the Braves come out of the wild card. Let's just not test that. So I would most like to play the Diamondbacks because I think that would have everybody the most fired up. Like there's still the pain from last year of losing to the Diamondbacks in the NLCS, and I think everybody would be so fired up to try to beat them in the divisional round. So um, yeah,
Yeah.
Carter, do you think that the Phillies will make it to the World Series this year?
Oh yeah. So basically my prediction,
Okay.
yeah, 100%. I want
Love
them to get
that.
the 1 seed, be the top dog, and just
Hmm.
run through everybody. I want them to like people look back on this season and be like, holy cow, we didn't realize it until like the World Series ended. But this Phillies team is like generational.
Mm,
That's what I want to happen. Like everybody's like,
okay.
wait a second, they had the 1 seed in the NL and like they ran through everybody. So ideally, I want them to play the Diamondbacks because I remember watching that last year and them losing it. I was like, who the heck are the Diamondbacks? Like what is, you
Yeah.
sound like you're in like a 52 pack of cards or something. I don't know. And then the or the Braves because like
Mm,
I think that if they top dog and ran like through the NL and they played the Braves round one, I think that would be sick
for the
because they would
lore.
just throttle them into the ground and so like it's not even a rivalry, you know? So ideally that's what I would want to happen. They play the Diamondbacks to the Braves and then they play I don't know, like
If
probably what like
if you want to take
the
out the top
Dodgers.
teams, yeah, it'd be the Dodgers in the NLCS.
Yeah, then they play the Dodgers in the NLCS and they then they would go and play Kansas City or not the Chiefs. They would play the other side, like whoever's the best on the other side.
Uh-huh. I mean, the Kansas
And
City
they would
Royals might make it in the playoffs. They would sneak in as a wild card.
well,
But
no, I whoever's the best in the AL, like
the
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 Orioles.
Yankees or Orioles.
I don't want to play. I want to play the
The
Orioles.
Yankees. I want them to beat the
Fun.
Yankees.
The brand of the Yankees,
I
but
would
like
love
Phillies,
to beat the
Orioles,
Yankees.
they're so
Phillies, Orioles would
close.
just be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Like that's a matchup where even if we played and lost to the Orioles, it'd be hard to hate them. Like that's a team where I think that's just a fun matchup for a World Series.
Beating the Yankees would be
Beating the Yankees
much,
is sweet, but it also hurts a lot more to lose to them.
But anyway, that's what I want to happen.
Okay. I would love that. Phillies run through. If the Phillies, when they get to the playoffs, basically look like they did at the beginning of the season, like first half Phillies, where they were just on fire. If they can get that back, that'd be fantastic. We would love that. So yeah, next episode, we will be very close to playoff time. I think we'll be like in the last Phillies series before the playoffs. So we'll have a better idea of what the stakes are then, and we'll have a little playoff preview. And the Eagles will have played a couple more games. So this we're getting into like the best time where it's baseball playoffs, football season's in full swing, basketball's starting.
Yep.
Yeah, great sports time of year. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, all the things. We're getting a lot of subscribers over the past couple of months. It's been super encouraging. We got 80 in the past 28 days.
Love that.
So
keep it up, guys.
That's
Keep
abnormal.
Tell your
us.
friends.
Yes.
And tell them to subscribe too, and then tell them to tell their friends, and tell them to tell their friends' grandparents, and then their grandparents.
Well, they might not be alive.
Just tell everybody you know.
There we go. We'll see you guys next time.
Something we didn't think about is like, what if we were a boy band?
Whoa.